I mean, let me tell you something. That would be very, very hard because, it's not part of me. So, Lisa, I could never do it because, I don't know where the character went.
Welcome, friends and fans, to another edition of GalaxyCon Live, where we are bringing the convention experience directly to you. And today, we are speaking with an incredibly talented guest. So without further ado, let's go on down to Arnold's and bring him up. He is an Emmy award-winning actor, director, producer, and author whose multimedia body of work includes Happy Days, Barry, Arrested Development, Night Shift, Alien Superstar, and the Hank Zipzer book series, and so much more. Today, he joins us to talk about this fantastic career and more. Please welcome back our friend, Henry Winkler.
So, can I just say, before we start, to anybody who is watching, I hope you and your family are healthy. I'm so happy that you are here. And I can't wait for your questions because you must be tired of hearing me answer the same ones.
Henry, how are you?
You know what? I am fine. I'm knocking on wood. I had a date with my 8-year-old granddaughter yesterday. We had sushi. I had a little too much and moaned for the rest of the day.
Oh, dear.
Today, I have a date with my 9-year-old grandson. I think we're going to play bocce ball.
Ooh, the classic American lawn game.
Absolutely. And I have no idea how to play it. I just roll the ball and hope I hit that little one.
It did. Yeah, croquet never caught on in this country, but bocce certainly did.
Yes.
As an Indiana lad, I remember playing that. So, well, Henry, once again, thank you for joining us here on the GalaxyCon virtual stage. Our team's going through the chat room right now, pulling out some questions for us. We're going to have some really good ones for you. In the meantime, I've just got some things I've always wanted to ask you myself. So this is the first thing I always ask people when I have a solo guest, which is, what compelled you or eluded you to becoming an actor?
Do you know that, honestly, Patty, I never had a say in the matter. I don't have a plan B. I didn't have a plan B. I used to be really scared about what happens if this doesn't work. But I'm telling you, when I was 7, I would lie in my bed in New York City, in Manhattan, in the same apartment that Hank Zipzer, my literary buddy, lives in. And I would dream about making my living as an actor. I don't know how it came to be. But
it certainly did, and I think it came to be very well for you and for all of us who have enjoyed you all these years.
I'm knocking on wood. I am so grateful. I can't even tell you. I mean, July 30th, we start shooting Barry again for the 3rd season. We haven't shot since November 2018. We were at the table in March 2020 and sent home and stayed in my home until right now.
Wow. Well, first of all, I'm so glad to hear that Barry is wrapping on to another season. So glad for that. I'm so glad that it gave you the accolade that you certainly deserved. And yeah. So, by the way, where do you keep the Emmy?
On the dining room table, which is directly opposite the front door. So no matter who comes in, if some wonderful person delivers a medication from the pharmacy, I open the door and they can see the Emmy and I say thank you. And I then have my Lipitor.
Very nice, very nice. You've shared some fun trivia with you. You like to keep a little keepsake from everything that you've worked on. Have you claimed that piece from Barry yet, or are you waiting possibly to the conclusion?
Do you know what? I haven't yet taken anything from Barry. A lot of times I wear my own clothing. So if you watch Barry and you see me in a purple, a kind of a lavender tie. That tie was given to me by, bless his soul, Gary Marshall's wife, as a keepsake of my mentor.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, Gary. I envy you the experience of working with Gary Marshall. Absolutely a giant that helped change television.
Yeah, a giant. I mean, you know what? I would go so far as to say genius. He was such an unbelievable fellow. In every way. When I would go to visit him at his office, there were a line of people out the door, down the hall, waiting to get his opinion on their career choice, on something he read they wrote, just to be in his presence.
Wow. Something like an entertainment Buddha.
Yes. You know what? That is a perfect, I'm going to steal that line. That is a perfect way to say it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You worked with another director and just all around comedy genius and a hero of mine, Carl Reiner, in The One and Only, a wonderful film about the glory days of 1950s professional wrestling and how your character, an aspiring actor, falls into it. A wonderful cast, and some cameo appearances by some of my favorite wrestlers, including the late great Roddy Piper.
You know what? We shot during the day, and then I went to a ring, and I was taught how to wrestle at night. So I was a very tired, sore person by the end of the shooting day. But I love that movie. And Carl Reiner, again, one of the great minds of comedy in American television and movies, he called me up, and this was like a month or two before he passed away. He wanted to read my children's books, and he gave me signed copies of his coffee table books. It is, I was honored that he asked me to come to his house, and that was a thing I will never forget.
That is a wonderful memory.
And then also wrestling. You know, in the 50s, I would sit at a television dinner table, a little folding table in front of the TV. I would have a tuna fish sandwich, a pickle, and some chocolate milk, and I would watch Haystacks Calhoun.
Oh my goodness! Now that is a name from wrestling history. Absolutely. The Gorgeous George years, and just
who I played in the One and Only.
Yeah, the Lover. This is not Queen for a Day. This is wrestling from Madison Square Garden. Yeah, that's just absolutely great. And going on some of your other, I feel undervalued works. Flashing ahead a little bit. Spend a minute. Let's talk about Dead Man's Gun, which was absolutely a wonderful. You were a producer on that. Yes. Wonderful anthology series. And I loan out the DVD sets to friends all the time, and they always hand it back to me grudgingly, saying, "This was fantastic." Yeah, I know, isn't it? And your performance, the one episode, was superb as the Hangman.
Well, you know, as a producer, we did 44 episodes. We did 2 seasons. And so I did one character in each season. But the idea was that here was a gun, a pistol, in 1874. And whoever picked it up, their life was changed forever.
Yes.
I played a button salesman who became a no-nonsense sheriff because I had the gun, but it scared me, so I put it down. Somebody else found it, picked it up, and their adventure started. So whoever was in possession of the pistol, their life took a change.
Yes. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was a wonderful, very evocative, a little bit of the Twilight Zone, which some people always have misinterpreted now as, oh, bad things always happen. No, they were moral stories. And that's what I loved about Dead Man's Gun. It was morality tales. And some people lived to learn things. Some people didn't. Very multifaceted.
Thank you. I really enjoyed being part of that show.
Absolutely. Indeed. And You've done some a fair amount of some wonderful voiceover work and animation. Cute little role in Clifford. You did the voice of one of my all-time favorite comic book characters, Ambush Bug, and Batman: The Brave and the Bold. And you closed out the series in a wonderful way with you and Paul Rubens as Batmite. I loved that one so much. And right now, we're enjoying you on Monsters at Work.
Oh my goodness. So I play this roly-poly character, Fritz, who is the head of the factory floor. We have moved from, oh, there he is.
Yes.
Hi, Fritz. Oh, he just gets so discombobulated, you know. Somebody gives him a compliment. He goes, yeah, I am so flattened that you think so. I really am. But he is so much fun to play. And I just got the call 2 days ago that we were picked up for a second season. So everybody who is watching, thank you, because you're responsible.
Again, sequel to Monsters Inc., the fantastic series, which certainly had a big effect on my life for several years as I helped the monsters at the Monsters Inc. Laugh Florida, Orlando, Florida. Little plug there.
Let me just say that we've moved from the scare floor to the laugh floor. Yes, and Billy Crystal is in it again. John Goodman is in it again. Ben Feldman from Superstore is in it again. It's just wonderful.
Absolutely. It is absolutely great. It's a delight. See right now on Disney Plus. I'm so glad to hear we're gonna get more of it. More Monsters at Work. More Barry. You're making my day, Henry. Before we go over to our audience questions, I said one more. I just want to go ahead and throw out. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask something about Happy Days. So let's get this out of the way. When did you become aware that the term "jumping the shark" had achieved its status in modern parlance?
What is so interesting is that when you go through an airport, you know when something is working. You know, you're doing a show, you're on set, you're mostly in a studio that is soundproof. You travel and go through an airport and people will tell you what's on their mind, what they're watching. And they would go, water skiing, jumping that shark, whoa. So everybody loved the episode. And then this guy, John Hine, who now has a show on Sirius Radio on the Howard Stern channel, came up with the idea of jumping the shark in his dorm room at Michigan, I believe, when he was going to. And all of a sudden, there it is, part of everyday language. It's like MacGyvered. Oh man, you MacGyvered that. I was on a show called Royal Pains. He was the MacGyver of medicine.
Yeah, very true, very true.
That was the first show I ever produced.
Wow, nice. For what it's worth, I liked Monty.
Thank you. You know what? I did too. Now, here's an idea that I learned so many lessons from that show. It was in the 80s. It was written by one of the great writers of Family Ties. I read it and I thought, this is so funny, so beautifully written. It's so controversial. I got to walk away. I read it again. I went, wow, this is so funny. It's so scary. I'm walking away. I talked to the writer, Mark Lawrence. He convinced me to read it a third time. I said, this is so funny. There is nothing to do but do it. We did it for NBC. We made a pilot. They liked it. They gave me a ticket to fly from California to New York for the upfronts. The upfronts, they show every network shows all of their new shows to people who buy advertising time.
Yeah.
Somebody at GE must have looked at the show and went, not on my network. And they said, could I have that ticket back? And they took the ticket to New York away from me. I was a Rush Limbaugh. My daughter comes back from college. She's gay. It was unbelievably beautifully written. Funny. Now, Jeff Katzenberg, the head of Disney, says, not so fast. We're going to sell it someplace else. We sold it to Fox. But I no longer have a gay daughter. Now, David Schwimmer from Friends is my son. He comes home from college. He's not studying law anymore. He wants to be a chef. That's the controversy.
Yeah.
The writer had written the story of his sister in the original script.
Oh.
It was deep. It was heartfelt. He understood it. When it became a chef, it just kind of like became mealy and fell apart like sand falling, on out of your hands. We were canceled after 6 shows. I should have gone home when the first edition of it wasn't bought, because that's what I said yes to.
Yeah.
That's what sold. That was the best version.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, I'm going to make this work. And it was bastardized and junk.
Yeah. Showbiz.
Showbiz. Great lesson. Great lesson.
Absolutely lesson to take. So, well, fantastic. Thank you so much for humoring my questions. We're gonna go to our audience questions now, and we're gonna also end with a very, very special surprise for our audience. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and see what we've got here from the Peanut Gallery. And our first question is gonna come from Lemon Squeeze, and they want to know, what is your favorite book that you've written? Ooh.
Okay. Honestly, I don't have a favorite. We have written 37 novels. Lynn Oliver and I are writing a brand new reader, a first reader, even younger than Here's Hank, which starts in the 2nd grade. Every time I finish a book, I am so amazed that I'm part of a writing team that has written all of these books. I think this one is my favorite.
Yeah.
And then October 5th, I think, the newest Alien Superstar is coming out. This is from 4th to 7th grade. An alien has to come to leave his planet because its repressed government is making all of the 13-year-olds into like robots. So he lands on the back lot of Universal Studios. Who is going to say anything about a rocket ship on a back lot of a studio?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how this happens, but he gets a job as an alien on a situational comedy because he's already got the costume.
Yep.
So it's a trilogy, and the 3rd one comes out October 5, Alien Superstar.
So looking forward to that. Lemon Squeeze. Thank you. Great question to start
Lemon
off.
Squeeze.
Hey,
My wife would love you. She has lemon on everything.
Very
She
nice.
cannot get enough lemon. So Lemon Squeeze, you would be a fave.
And here's one from Dylan, and they want to know, do you have a favorite scene from The Waterboy?
Yes. I think one of my favorite scenes was when I'm explaining the play on the blackboard in the beginning, and I get lost. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But working now, see here again. So we've mentioned Carl Reiner, Gary Marshall, Adam Sandler is brilliant.
Yes.
Then there's Ron Howard when I did Night Shift.
Mm-hmm.
Mitch Hurwitz where I did Arrested Development, and Bill Hader and Alec Berg on Barry. I have worked in my career with these mind-blowing, brilliant talents.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you have kept pace with them, I will add.
I have. I wish you would all write to Adam Sandler and say, why is Henry not in your most recent films? All of a sudden, I just dropped off the face of the earth to him. I mean, you know, I played his dad. Come on. I'm like family.
All right, kids, get those hashtags going. Bring Bryn Henry back to the Sandlerverse. And Dylan, thank you. Fun question.
Thanks, Dylan.
And Jessica, she'd like to know, what is your favorite thing to do in your free time?
Okay. Here's my favorite thing. I'm gonna get a picture up on the phone right now. This is my favorite thing to do in my free time, aside from my family, my grandchildren, one on the way, and my puppies.
Oh yes, Paul, go ahead and full size him. We're gonna blow you up. There we go. Oh yes.
Jessica, it is like a washing machine for your brain. To be on the river, I am fortunate enough to be able to go to Idaho. What a beautiful state. Or Wyoming, or Montana, Colorado. And you're out there and the sound of the water, a bald eagle flying above, and you catch these magnificent trout. I give it a kiss, take a picture, and I put it back for next year. I'll catch it next year.
Bravo to you for doing that.
I don't even eat a trout in a restaurant because I think they are so majestic.
That's very good. You ever try your hand at saltwater fishing?
Yes, and I vomited, so I've never done that again.
I'm the same way. I did it once. My father took us out on a Labor Day one time, and I just got so seasick and just never looked back.
Not only that, but here's another thing. In order to deep sea fish, you have to go out miles, hours. And when you're done, you've got to come back miles and, oh my God, hours.
Yeah.
I'll let somebody else catch a sailfish, and then and congratulations.
You'll just like to pull up to the river to a nice your favorite spot and just go.
Oh my goodness, the only adult book I ever wrote is about fly fishing and everything that I learned from fly fishing. This is 8:30 at night getting off the river.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
That's beautiful.
Yeah. I love it so much. My wife is a very good fisher person too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Jessica, thank you so much. What a wonderful question.
Thank you, Jessica.
And here's
my future daughter-in-law, her name is Jessica.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And here's one Kenny, who would like to know, this might be a tough one. Who do you think was the funniest co-star you've worked with?
Bill Hader. Adam Sandler. Billy Crystal. These men are instantly funny. But I mean, something strikes them on the set at that moment, and they go into a riff. You can't breathe. And I'm telling you, it is amazing. It's an amazing talent. The difference between somebody in their brain seeing funny and then the rest of us, who kind of like attempt it. Those guys are off the chart. Yeah. Thanks, Kenny.
Absolutely. I fell for Hader when I first time I saw him do it. He was doing impressions, and when he did one of Gregory Peck, I was like, "Who does Gregory Peck?
Yeah,
this guy."
I love Saturday Night Live as the Italian interviewer.
Yes.
That was French. I don't know what I'm doing. You see, I can't be here.
Yo, I don't like you. Turn your face off. Turn it off. Kenny, wonderful question. Thank you so much. And here's one. This is from Lisa, who comes to a lot of our shows. She's a great fan of ours. She goes by #1 Trek fan, and she asks, if you were asked to return to the Fonz, how easy or difficult do you think it would be to fall into character?
All right, let me tell you something. That would be very, very hard because, like it's not part of me. So, Lisa, I could never do it because, like, I don't know where the character went.
All right, you went that far. Can we get an A?
All right, hey, Lisa, you're my kind of girl. I like you. All right.
Lisa, there you go.
I can't lift my thumb anymore.
Oh.
Because I did it for so many years. It is so tired that it will not go up anymore. I have to scotch tape it up.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Well, that was the action thing of the Fonzie action figure. He had the movable thumbs.
I have the doll.
Yeah, and the little thing in the back. Yeah, I've got it on my
wall.
Wonderful.
I've got a Mrs. C doll. I've got Howard. I've got Chachi. I got Richie. I think I have Ralph. Yeah.
Everybody, nice. Lisa, thanks again for stopping by. Great question. And what do we have next? From Georgette. Do you have a funniest moment in the recording booth for Monsters at Work?
Do you know what, Georgette? I don't, because I make I know that I'm all right because through the earphones, you're standing in a booth all by yourself, and I hear the engineer laugh or the director laugh because for the time I did it mostly, they were on screens because of the pandemic. But I love him. I love him. Oh, you know what? That's Georgette. They said you're on vacation. And it says, I'm going on vacation. I'm going to the Caribbean. And I just started to sing because I was so happy. I'm going to the Caribbean with some nose in my sand. And they said to me, you know what? You're going to sing from now on. So I sing a lot.
There you go. Oh, I'm sure we'll see him again before we go. Georgette, thank you. Wonderful question.
Thanks, Georgette.
What do we have next? Here's one from Alex. Oh, what do you think is more fulfilling, acting or writing?
Okay, so I love that I am still acting and that I'm enjoying it so much. And you will tell me if you like the third season of Barry, because we start shooting pretty soon. I think outside my family, the proudest moment of my life is that I am part of the writing team of Henry Winkler and Lynn Oliver. I am dyslexic, as you know, ad nauseum. I really, like right here over my computer, I have the word schedule typed out because I can't sound words out. And, and my computer is right here. And I look up and I can spell it. In my mind, I still can't spell it after all these years. So writing is my most fulfilling thing. And it was only a time saver. I was just doing it to kill time until I got hired as an actor.
And then it's become its own thing.
Yeah, and now the Hank books are in 7 or 9 languages.
Mm-hmm. And accredited in all of them.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Alex, thank you so much. And let's go ahead and roll another one. And this one comes from Lisa, and they want to know, how is acting different now than when it was when you broke into the industry?
Okay, I'll tell you. There were auditions. You would go in, you would be prepared, and you would wow them in the room. Now, everything is on tape. They don't even have, when I was starting, a casting office was lined with shelves from IKEA. And on them were stacks of actors' picture, and then on the back, their resume. Now that's all online.
Yeah.
But here it is, taking a leap of faith, being courageous, doing when you audition, even on tape, and you audition, do what you think is right, not what you think they want, because they don't know what they want. And just jump off that tape. If you don't get it, okay, you'll do it the next time, but they won't forget you.
Yeah. Yeah. In my own career, I absolutely echo that. And I've always told people when you would go into auditions, because here on us side for theatrical stuff, so the same way, it's like, don't go in there and try to get the part. Go in there to be invited to come back and audition again.
Oh, wow. A great thought. That is exactly correct. You don't know what they want. They don't know what they want. Why not you?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And you may do something. I've gotten parts because I made a bold choice in an audition, didn't get that part, but they remembered me and like, you're the guy that came in and did that one voice. We want you for this.
There you go. Excellent.
So there you go, Lisa. And if you are going into that, the greatest of luck and break every leg on stage from us.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And what do we have next? And here's one from Kevin. What role are you most proud of?
I guess the one that I play at the moment. I love the Fonz. He introduced me to the world. I still have unbelievable fans from all over the world. I love Gene Cousineau in Barry. There are 2 seasons now on HBO. I love playing him. He's so quirky. He's so crazy. And the new season is amazing.
So looking forward to that. There you go, Kevin. Thank you for that wonderful question. And what we have next, and this one comes from Emmanuel. How is it working on Arrested Development?
Arrested Development. Now, see, here is just an example of what Patty and I were talking about. I'm on the set. I was hired to be the family lawyer for maybe one episode. In front of me, next to me, I have my lawyer's briefcase. In front of me, I have a stack of Danish for the family. The whole family is there. I'm looking at all these people. Every one of them is a home run hitter. And on my own, I took a napkin and slid the donuts slowly during the scene and dropped them into my briefcase for later because my lawyer was a thief. And I got hired for 5 years. I had the greatest time.
It showed. It absolutely showed. And who hasn't maybe filched something from a green room every now and again?
This wasn't even the green room. This was on set, during the scene.
I know, during the scene. I know. That's a characterized. Oh, well, this looks good. I'm not hungry now, but maybe later. But yeah, that was it. It defined again a physical action, an acting choice that defines a character without any dialogue.
I'll tell you what that was for me. That one. They said, go to the mirror, comb your hair. I made a deal with myself. I wouldn't comb my hair. They said, but you have to comb your hair. I went to the mirror. I pulled out my comb and I went, hey, I don't have to because it's perfect. Put my comb back in my pocket. That stayed and that defined my character for the next 10 years.
I never knew that. And that was you. And that absolutely does. The opening credits, yeah.
And then that was just being true to myself And being professional, because I had to do what was written, I just did my version of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So strong choices, good choices.
Yeah.
And Emmanuel, thank you. Wonderful question.
Yeah.
What do we have next? From Stevie B. Ooh. Is there a dream role that you would like to be a part of?
I would like to be in an Avengers movie, as my superpower is kind of low now, but I still had one. And I'd like to play a mute. I'd like to try and convey everything without words. I don't know why. I believe that I'm going to be in the vicinity for real when aliens land. Somehow they're going to land close to me and they're going to be friendly.
These would be interesting roles. I very much think these as well. All right, keep a look at the hashtags going again. We'll make that happen. Thank you, Stevie. That was a good one. What do we have next? From Laura. Oh, what is your favorite childhood memory?
I didn't have one because I always say, and without sympathy, my life started at 27. My life started with the Fonz. I just made a promise that I would be a different parent than my parents were to me. I would see my children. I would listen to my children. Max, who's now 37, he's an expectant dad, going to be a dad. And in high school, he stood up, pushed his chair in at the dining room table, said, "Don't say anything until I'm finished," and then rattled off like 5 things. I said, number 1, we have to do it because I said so. Number 2, no, can't live with that. Number 3, I'm going to take that under advisement. Number 4, we're going to start tonight because it makes perfect sense. You're right, and we're doing it. And number 5, you've got an extra half hour on your bedtime. That never happened in my house.
There you go. We can learn from our parents.
Oh my God, we can. We can.
We can, and
I'm sure I made a lot of mistakes, but I'm pretty sure that at least I was respectful.
And I applaud you for that.
Thanks. It's just a choice I made.
Yeah. And indeed we do. Laura, thank you. And we got time for one more, and then we're going to talk a little bit about Hank. We'll have a little surprise on that. So let's go out on a really fun question, and then let's do our surprise. From Radio Man 970. In real life, when you whack the jukebox, what favorite song of yours would start playing?
Wow. Okay. So here it is. Honest to God, it would be a song by either Bruce Springsteen, who I'm going to come back as if I'm reincarnated, or Sia, or Brandy Carlisle, or Bruno Mars, or Ben Platt. Or one, like Stephen Stills, Neil Young, somebody like that.
Right on.
They would all play in succession. I just can't play one song. I depend on music. Sometimes when I'm memorizing a monologue, I play music that is appropriate to the emotion while I'm going over my lines. And when I'm doing it on the set, I hear the music which elevates the words.
Nice. Very nice. Well, there you go. Radio Man 970.
Thank you, Radio Man.
Thank you so much. And Henry, let's talk a little bit about Hank. For our audience that doesn't know, Hank is a dyslexic young man.
Yes,
and
he is me.
Yes, and he goes through various adventures in his life. This new one is coming out. I got a D in Salami, and that was October.
No, that's
sorry. That's Alien. Yes, Alien
has already been out. But yes, here are my two best friends, Frankie Townsend, who lives on the 4th floor, and Ashley Wong, who bejewels everything, and that little boy who is grinding is me. And I got so embarrassed by my report card, I put it in my mother's meat grinder. And every time she cut a piece of a new salami, there was another D. Plus the little metal clasp on the manila envelope the report card came in.
Oh, very nice, very nice. And you'd like to read us a little bit of it?
You know what? If I could, I always think reading is more dynamic. So Miss Adolph was my teacher in the 4th grade for real, and she's in the book. I think that she was related because she was a meanie. Okay, so she calls me up to the front of the class, and all of a sudden, my whole body stopped working for real. I saw Miss Adolph's lips move. I couldn't hear a thing. My ears stopped working for real. Miss Adolph repeated the word, rhythm. I read her lips. Oh, come on, Hank, breathe. You know this word. You've studied this word for the test. My body started working again. Rhythm, R-H-Y-T-H-M, I said, rhythm. And with that, I high-fived myself. The class started laughing. Oh, my goodness. Quiet! This is not a laughing matter. All right, Mr. Comedian, try the word receive. 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 You know this word. You studied it last night. R-E-C. I paused. So far, so good. And then my mind went totally blank. What comes first? The I or the E? I know there's a rule, but I don't know what comes first. I don't even know the word. I forgot the word. Oh my goodness. Well, Henry, there's more to the word receive than R-E-C. Thank goodness. Now at least I knew the word again. Thank you. So, you know, they are everything that Lynn and I write are comedies. We want to be the entertainment for children.
Yeah.
But a lot of parents say, I'm walking by my kid's room and they're laughing, and I open the door and it's not a video game. They're reading the first book of their lives because, like me, reading was so difficult. And I'll show you something that I'm very proud of. This one is a Here's Hank, and it's in the 2nd grade. He's in the 2nd grade. And this one is, there's a zombie in my bathtub. But you'll notice that the print is completely different because it was invented by a graphic artist in Holland for his children who are also dyslexic. I mean, just look at this. Look at the difference. This is a regular Here's Hank.
Yeah.
You see the difference?
Uh-huh.
And this is, I'm so proud that the publisher found this because it makes the eye and the brain friends.
Yeah.
It makes it easier to track the words across the page. A little something. I like it. I'm proud.
You have every reason to be proud of it. Oh, my goodness. GalaxyCon viewers, Monsters at Work is on Disney Plus now. Second season forthcoming. Barry will return to HBO. Alien Superstar drops in October. And of course, the Hank Zipzer series is available now where fine books are sold at all those outlets. Henry, this once again, this has been an absolute delight. Thank you for joining us again on the GalaxyCon virtual stage.
But Patty, I have to say thank you to you because you make it so easy. That was great. What a great conversation.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Any final words for our audience before we go?
Stay healthy. If I may be so bold, think about getting vaccinated if you're not. It will help you, your family, and everybody in this country. Stay safe, and I'm so happy that you were here.
And we have been so happy that you have been here as well. Anyway, once again, thank you so much. Thank you, our audience, for joining us. Thank you for your great questions. Hope to see you all again soon. Until then, bye-bye, everyone. Take care. And remember that smiles are free, so spend them often.